All right, Shalom, Makim. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakodash. I'd like to give double honor to the Paz Elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect. This teaches word now, true faith, and sincerity. Yeah, today I just want to tie this lesson, the changing of the seasons, which we are in the midst of that, because, matter of fact, let's just get that in Matthew, the 24th chapter. The things that's kind of past now, as you can see, the season about to change, or the era, the rulership, because seasons is pretty much synonymous with rulerships, man. You know what I mean? So let's get this in Matthew chapter 24 and 32. It said, "Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and pulleth forth leaf, ye know that summer is nigh." And yeah, and that's what is pretty much that's the Lord giving you a simile, to how this kingdom is about to pass away, and the kingdom of heaven is about to be at hand now. It says, "So likewise, when ye see all these things, know that it is near, even at the door." What is that? The kingdom of heaven, man. By the way of these different prophecies coming to pass, because the Lord said, you jump up. The disciples always ask, the disciples asked and said, when shall it be the sign of that coming, or when shall it be the end of the world? Matter of fact, let's get something real quick in the blue letter. Let's get this in the blue letter real quick. Because all the prophets inquired on when the kingdom of heaven is going to be established, man. You know what I mean? And now we see that the season has changed. Pretty much the weather is changing, man. You see these different prophecies coming to pass. So let's see this Matthew 24:3. It says, "And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?" So let's get this world, man. Eon, forever, an unbroken age, perpetuity of time, eternity, the world's universe, period of time, age, and that's what it is. When is going to be the end of this age, this era, this rulership, And as we can see, the different prophecies that come into pass, you see the leaves bringing forth. You see now, that's why the scripture says that it's made manifest, meaning what is made clear. When you know that it's, like I said, you're going to know when the fig tree put forth leaves, you know that something is not. When you see that fig tree is springing forth leaves, that you know that the season is finna change. We see these different prophecies coming to pass, and it's being made clear, because this mark of the beast is pretty much going to be pretty much mandated pretty soon. That's the Lord telling us that the season's finna change. The era is finna be a different era. It's finna be a different age that's about to come, man. So matter of fact, I had that. I'm gonna get 1 Thessalonians 5. It's 1 Thessalonians chapter 5:1 said, "But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you." Now, let's get this word season, man. Oh, and you see how Apostle Paul said that he had no need to write unto you. Why? Because we in a time now where it's not time to explain to somebody that pretty much we had a sense of urgency, man. You just be already in the know right now, man. Why? Because we here. You know what I mean? So let's get this word season. It says due measure, a measure of time, a larger or smaller portion of time, hence a fixed and definite time. See, so that lets you know these devils, he's not going to go past 1 second past his rulership, man. It says the time when things are brought to crisis, the decisive epoch waited for, and that word epoch is matter of fact, let's get it. Let's get that. this. I'm gonna kind of twist it up. Okay. Where epoch saying epoch for the purposes of chronologically and periodization is in an instant time chosen as the origin of a particular calendar era. It says the epoch serves as a reference point from which time is measured. See, because because when you deal with time, in history, you pretty much you gauge it by different kingdoms and their rulerships, man. This happened in the Roman Empire. This was going on during the Babylonians, during the Greeks, you know. Oh, and the thing that's about to come to America, but this will happen when the American during the American Empire. Yeah, I mean, it says opportune or seasonable time, the right time, a limited period of time. It said to what time brings the state of the time. Oh, the state of the time. See, the things and events of time. See, so see, we pretty much in there. We finna we going through a transition of power. Because winter cannot stop spring from coming, man. You know, a spring cannot hold off on summer, man. You know, so if we in the midst of the seasons being changed, man. Yeah, I mean, and matter of fact, because Daniel pretty much he pretty much called the changing of kingdoms seasons, man. This Daniel 2 and 20. It says Daniel answered and said, "Blessed be the name of the Most High forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his." And now while he was praising Yahweh Shema Shai, because the Lord showed him and gave him a gauge. Yeah, I mean, when pretty much the last four major kingdoms to look towards, you know, uh, to let you know that's gonna be the end. You know, and we in this fourth beast, man. Yeah, I mean the revised Roman Empire, which is America now, man. We in beautiful times. We in times to rejoice. Why? Because we at the end of this thing. You know, this season about to be over. We finna come into the summer, man. Which the summer is when everything blossoms, when life is at its height. Spring is when you see everything starting to grow back and get its color back and everything. But summer is when life is at its height, and that's when the children of Israel is gonna rule, man. It said he changed the times and the seasons. See, he removed kings and set up kings. He giveth wisdom to the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding. See, so as you can see, he praising the Lord because he understood that those were the changing of kingdoms, man. The changing of seasons, man. Yeah, I mean, matter of fact, let's get some real quick. This what is the Acts? So like yeah, Acts 1 and 6. It says, when they therefore were come together, they answered him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time, see, restore again the kingdom to Israel? He said unto me, he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons, see, which the Father hath put in his own power, see? Because every season got their duration of time, man. And it wasn't meant for them at that time to get it. Why? Because they had to die and come back in this time. Now we see that the fig leaves starting to show forth, or the fig tree starting to bring forth leaves, because the prophecies are being made manifest. Let's get that real quick. That's how you gauge, how you know it's fall, when the leaves start to fall. And that's the like the pretty much a prelude to swing that winter, which that's when we winter, where pretty much death is at its height. Everything is dead. You can't grow nothing. Yeah, I mean. Let's see. Let's get some real quick. What it is? Second Ezra 9. Second Ezra 9, and I started one. It said, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before. See, we see those leaves, man. We see these prophecies coming to pass. You know, like the Lord said, you're gonna hear wars and rumors of wars. Well, it was a lot of World War III talk. You got the little rocket man, and you got the Satan too, and you got the new hypersonic missile. But it said the end is not yet. But now you see things are being geared towards this microchip, which that's the next prophecy to come before the discretion, man. You know, we about to come into the hour of temptation, man. You know, this is then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand. See, that the Most High spoke of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. See? So how we going to well understand? Because now it's the word is going to be made manifest. Matter of fact, it says, For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. And what the Lord said, when you see these leaves bring forth, you know that summer is not. So we see now that next prophecy that's finna come upon the whole world is this mark of the beast, man. We see that, and that right there gauges to let us know that's going to be the end of that season. That's going to be the end of the season, man. When these devils pretty much implement this chip, and it's going to be for a short period of time. You know what I mean? And then that's going to be a wrap, man. Matter of fact, let's get some real quick. Because one thing Esau can't do, he can't do nothing about time, man. So this is Matthew 24, and 29, it says, immediately after the tribulation of those days, see? So as you can see, it's going to be an hour of temptations, tribulation, man. And it's, like you said, it's going to be a period of time. And what I said, immediately after that, meaning what? The Lord's going to pretty much allow these devils to implement this chip, but it's going to be a small time, man. I call it an hour of temptation. Not going to be a literal hour. It just means it's going to be a period of time, man. That's why I said while he is eating, that's when the Lord's going to rain down upon him, man. It's just immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars of heaven shall fall from heaven, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heaven shall be shaken. See? So that's when the destruction going to come. Once this chip get mandated, that's gonna be the end of that season. Once the missiles come, man. Cause these devils not gonna rule 1 millisecond past their rulership, man. Yeah, I mean. So let's see. Let me get one more scripture and I end up on this Hakim. 2 Esdras 4 and 37. It says, by measure have he measured the time, and by number have he numbered the time. See? So everything is already laid out. Like I said earlier, each season got their own period of time. Winter is going to only rule for so long. Spring going to rule for so long. This summer, which is the kingdom of heaven, that's going to be for eternal, man. Cause why is because it's spearheaded by Yahweh Shai. The rulership of the children of Israel is going to bring forth life, man. This is going to be an eternal reign, man. You know what I mean? But for here, all the other nations, they had their chance to rule. And this is what it's talking about. It's these different kingdoms and rulerships, man. When I said earlier, man, when you deal with history, you gauge it on what rulership was, was in power during that time. You say, okay, it was during the Byzantine Empire, and and this was Spain, and you gauge it by the different rulerships, man, and we understand this period of time that we in shows us that we coming to an of an era, man. You know what I mean? So it says, by measure have you measured the times, and by number have you numbered the times. He doth not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled. See? And what's that said measure is when these devils implement that chip. That's when he's gonna rain down upon them. That's when their rulership is gonna be over. That's when that new season is going. Cause after the Super Bowl, that's the last. That's it. Football season over with. You know what I mean? What else can you do? You know what I mean? Once baseball season over with, that's it. This how the same thing gonna be with Esau's kingdom, man. It's gonna be it, man. You know. So yeah, I can hold it edifying. I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Kakodash, double honor to the Apostle Elders, Great Millstone. Shalom to the elected season word, not true favor, Saturday. DTA on Bod Babal.